All right, hi everyone. This video is a really different one. Okay, I found going through my old hard drives. I found my old videos about me doing analysis on Bitcoin, Ethereum, multiple forex pairs back in the day, etc. So these videos are from 2018, the beginning of 2018, when Bitcoin was, as you can see, back at 7.3K and ETH was around $500. So I used to trade at that time full time, doing all of those stuff through the technical analysis stuff way before DeFi era, etc. So when I found these videos, I just wanted to immediately make this video and react to my approach back at the day, 8 years ago. What happened, how I looked at the markets. It's gonna be so funny and cringe of hearing myself struggling speaking English back in the day. But we can take a look together, right? Like, this is such a good reminder and a very good proof as well that I've been in the markets ever since. And this is already me understanding markets in 2018. At least the way I did through the standard technical analysis type of stuff, but I was still successful. So many years happened even before that when I was underage, and I had to use my mom's accounts and stuff to trade. It's a very long story. So this is Bitcoin, okay? In 2018, I can't remember the month, so let's take a look.
With Bitcoin, two
That
possible ways
loads.
that is now going on, and the first one is very scary. The second one is pretty good. So, what might happen with Bitcoin? As you can see, we had this previous lows um, being retested now as a support, which um, held up the price pretty well, and we are now seeing a rejection and bounce back above, and we are currently sitting at
Some sort of a weird notification is happening, as you can see in the background. Didn't even bother changing that.
blue EMA. So what might happen now is we can see a break of this trend line. Now we can see a potential retest and continuation lower, or we can see a break back above EMA. So this would consider it as a fake breakout back above this trend line, then a retest and continuation to the to the upside. Of course, we all would love to see prices to go higher for cryptos.
You can actually hear me struggling speaking English because it's not my native language, and back in the day, like those 8 years ago, I wasn't speaking English that good. I'm not saying I speak really good English now, but you can definitely hear the difference, right? So what I see here, at least what's good about such analysis back in the day, I was not trying to assume that I know what's going to happen and just say, oh, buy Bitcoin or short Bitcoin. But I remember really clearly that I had a very specific strategy that I don't assume what's going to happen. I react to what's going to happen, right? So I don't know where the market is going, but I know what I will do if it goes there or there. So in this case, as you can see, I always said that I will wait for a break retest continuation before jumping into the market. So I let the market do what it needs to do. I need to get a confirmation bias for any directional side, and only then I will jump into the actual position, right?
But we have to think rationally. We have to look at the market as we are, not as
Let me actually make it a bit faster because I speak really slowly here.
expect to be. And at the moment, we are in a serious downtrend within cryptos. So let's wait. Let's see. I would prefer a breakout back above, of course, but we can easily see 7,600 to be retested, and we can expect another push to previous lows at 6K. If not, we can see a break back above retest, and then continuation to the upside to $9,000, 10,000 or something like that. With the levels of on cryptos, I mean, they pretty much are the very same as on Forex, although I would say that I will never look at a level on crypto as a one price. It's always a area of the support or
Yeah, that's another pretty good approach, right? In crypto back in the day, and even now, still, having a specific support or resistance area, if you look from the technical perspective, analysis type of stuff, right? Having a specific line used to work in currencies, commodities, but not in crypto. In crypto, it's always a range. It's not a specific price point that you can say 4,712 is that area. You can do that on futures, on commodities still, based on the volume and stuff. But back in the day, 8 years ago, in crypto, already understood the idea that it's always ranges, so to speak, and not some sort of a specific price points, right?
resistance, especially with cryptos, because let's say 6K will never be just 6K. It always will be something, like approximately between 6K and 500, 800 or something. So, I mean, always look.
By the way, you can see how old the trading view is, right? I remember these days when the trading view was free, you were able to do loads and loads of stuff on the chart for free, no premium plans back in the day. Unless you are super pro, watching 20 charts at the same time. But yeah, and now the trading view evolved so much and it looks so different.
At cryptos as an area of the support or the resistance, and not just as a one price. The way to set up the levels is pretty much the very same as in every other market. We have to look for clean rejections or retests. So yeah, Bitcoin, it's now turning to be a very interesting place to look for. Thank you.
Okay, that's Bitcoin, and it's so funny. It's so funny. I mean, the charts, EMAs, trend lines, support resistance areas. Yeah, it's just a generic technical analysis that used to work. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work now, but it's just the concepts, the mindset of understanding the market, from my perspective, is so different. And back in the day, it was so much easier to look at things, right? It's the whole pre-AI era and all of that bullshit. So it's so much easier it used to be so much easier to look at the markets because you just convince yourself through all of these lines that the market is behaving based off your approach, based off your lines, and you're just happy. You're just happy. And as you can see here, for example, we had this area, it rejected from this area, and then you just place the line and you just assume that, oh, this is the area that's gonna be interesting the next time the market goes towards that price, and you just convince yourself with those multiple lines. I don't do that anymore. I just prefer a clean chart and pure price action reading, so to speak, rather than adding million charts, trend lines, and do that way. But it used to work, right? It used to work. I believe all of the OG traders, right, from back in the day when we all had, these technical analysis charts and stuff, will agree with me that back in the day, it used to just be more fun, so much more fun to actually draw the lines and trade that way, rather than now when you have 50 million different strategies, indicators, mentors, gurus, everything. Back in the day here, 2018, there was not many people teaching a trading from a normal professional level, rather than right now where basically everyone is a trader. Every single one, young guy, is a trader and sells some sort of an access, right? So it's so much more difficult to find what's working and what's actually good, and we try to overcomplicate things. Here back at the day, 2018, guys, come on, even before that, I remember 2015, 16, it's just so much more fun, so much more fun. It's like a nostalgic feeling, you know, even though now it's easier to make money because you have all the AI models to be able to backtest endless amounts of data and find the win rates and winning percentages of different patterns and stuff. It's so much easier now. But it was so fun. Come on, it was so fun. Now, next video, Ethereum. Look at ETH 2018, $463. And we had these lines, areas on a chart, as you can see. Minute 40. Let's make it a bit faster. And let's see what I said here.
Next up is Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ether. As you can see, we actually yesterday we also pinpoint bounce out of the support of the level of the support as well as this trend line, and today we pushed even lower. So what might happen is we can see a manipulative spike to the downside, and then
already speaking about the manipulations and stuff back in 2018, right?
A complete bounced up to the upside to potentially $600 region. So it's pretty much we are now trading between this consolidation zone. So what I expect is maybe manipulative move and spike maybe lower to somewhere around $400 region, although it will be the worst case scenario for Ether, because as you can see this area of 400 is
and actually I remember this massive bull run end of 2017. I already been in the markets for a few years now when this happened, and this euphoric run was so good, and then the whole pullback happened, the crash after that within 2018 and even beyond that. And that's when I just understood that, well, I can also trade crypto now because it's no longer overextended rally to the upside where both buying and selling, like shorting, was like, what the hell is going on? You don't want to be buying at the top, right, in terms of trading, but at the same time almost no pullback is happening, and it's really scary to short the market because you are not getting any breaks of structure, confirmation of the breakout, and any possible continuation. It was just up only day after day. I can see here a bit of a price action before another massive rally to the upside. It's just not visible here back in 2017, but it's just been day after day bullish momentum. I remember that. And then the same happened vice versa. It was just melting down. So once I saw approximately 70% pullback, as far as I remember from my memory, 70% pullback. So as you can see, these prices were around 300, and now we are already back to around 400 after ETH reached something above 1K or so. I knew that it's coming towards the end. 70% pullback is definitely strong enough for crypto market. And that's when I started to actually dive deeper into the short-term trading, so to speak, and started looking at the positions on these things way before that, into short-term trading rather than just holding for long-term perspective.
Pretty important, but not like I would say $450, $480 region. This region is much more important. So let's see what's about to happen. Let's see if we can hold this level. If not, we might see a spike to 400 and then completely reverse. So it's pretty much patient, but the fact that the Ether is not so far is not holding and sustaining this major trend line isn't actually very bullish sign. So let's see. Thank you.
Yeah, so these are the videos. I have many more, but most of them are from the Forex type of charts and a bit of S&P as well, as far as I saw. But once I found those crypto charts, and I have more of these, but I just found 2 random ones, and I just was like, okay, let's watch it together and record the video. So it was fun. It's fun. I had all these lines. And to be honest, this reminds me how simple everything was. It's something changed, especially now, right? If you've been in the markets since then, using the similar principles, right? The technical analysis stuff. Just comment down below if you also think that something changed. I mean, now we have so much complexity. We are adding unnecessary complexity to everything, especially the charts. Back in the day, look, we just knew the technical analysis stuff, we knew patterns, and we've been following that. And with good enough risk to reward ratio over time, you were able to actually be profitable without any difficult bullshit that we have right now. CFD divergence, RSI stochastic divergence, Bitcoin power law is changing, and all of those weird BS indicators. Liquidity is pointing from A to B, money moving, all of that, break off point. I mean, it's just insane, right? Now, back in the day, it was so much easier. All you needed is just a bit of convincing to yourself that these lines are correct, based off multiple touches from the past, right? Few EMAs, a trend line or so, and just bounce, and you just bounce, right? You trade, break, retest, continuation, all the time, the same thing: break, retest, continuation. Good enough risk to reward ratio, with good enough levels, identifying levels, higher time frames, and you were able to actually just trade the markets successfully, easily. No AI, no gurus on YouTube telling you bullshit stuff. So it was so much more fun. Just a quick video. I'm not this is not some sort of an educational part about DeFi or something. It's just one of my memories I found. So maybe this will bring some memories back to you as well. Or maybe you will be like, oh, look, I mean, maybe some of the audience watching this video right now had no idea how a trading view looked before and what prices we were trading crypto on. So it's just a fun reminder from the past. So thank you for watching. Maybe it's going to be beneficial, maybe not, maybe just fun. If not, sorry. Wishing you all the best for the rest of the week, and I will see you as always on the next video.